Your voice is the most valuable tool you own, and you're not using it properly. So it's time to start exercising it in the right way. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to swing the wrong direction sometimes, but you're going to learn how to use it effectively in your favor. How do I know this? Because not only am I a channel and an intuitive, but I've been living this experience and I'm witnessing it play out. And it has become apparent that I need to speak up and say something and use my own voice. You have a metaphorical piece of duct tape over your lips, and it is time to remove it and speak up. But there's a way to do this and to have it work in your favor. In 2021, when I had my medical emergency and I collapsed, I could not use my voice. I was trapped inside my mind, speaking as fast as I'm speaking to you now, but I didn't have the motor function to be able to use my lips and my tongue to put together and advocate the words I needed to say so that I could protect myself in a medical emergency situation. I could not advocate for myself. I could not say what was wrong with me. It was all simple blinks and hand gestures, and eventually I lost the ability to use hand gestures as well. So, coming from someone who has experienced literal silencing, I can tell you that coming out of that, I thought, you know what, I'm going to use my voice all the time. And that wasn't the best way to do it either. I swung too far in the pendulum. I was rubbing people the wrong way. I was burning the wrong bridges. And over time, I've developed a skill set to be able to use my voice effectively because I choose the right words at the right time and making sure that the messages I share with people are intentional. It's not willy-nilly, it's not just emotionally driven, it is thoughtfully planned out. So I'm going to tell you a quick story and I hope you'll stay with me. Last year I was in a very unhealthy relationship and silenced myself. I was collecting information and I was trying to be very intentional, but I almost went too far the other way and silenced too much. And I wanted to make sure that what I said had an impact, but I had waited too long and the person just wasn't respecting what I was saying or how I was trying to go about it. And I was able to remove myself from that. And when I did, I felt really free and I realized that there is a balance to be struck, to take off the tape, to say what you mean, but be thoughtful about it, not emotional about it. So in this freedom, I was gifted an opportunity to share my story of my life and things that have happened to me in a way that I'd never had an opportunity before. And I know now that this was another karmic learning experience for me, but along this path that had a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity for growth, for positive impact, I witnessed someone very similar to that previous relationship. And what was once a landscaping pipe became a water hose and then eventually a straw. And now my straw has been taken away. Over the last few months, I have been very cautious about what I've said and how I've said it because it's not my intention to stir a pot or to cause conflict, but it is my intention to draw a clear line of what's acceptable and what's not, and witnessing my own self experience the opportunity to use my voice and it be exploited for greed. That is something I just can't stand by, especially when it's happening to people I love and care about. And this greed has gotten so deeply embedded in this opportunity that I choose to no longer participate. But in order to successfully remove myself, I've had to be very cautious about what I say and how I say it. And the channel through which I was speaking became a straw, and is now that straw has been taken away. And there is no opportunity to go back, to use my voice and to stand up for myself or for others. And that was done strategically by the person providing this opportunity. And I think that it's important to note this is a pattern of behavior it is a learned process of exploitation. I am not the first, and I know I will not be the last by this person. And unfortunately, what could have been a very impactful, powerful experience for people all over the world, it has been soiled by greed. And I felt confident. I felt peaceful about my words and how I was saying it and the vocabulary I was using. But exploitation for greed is just not something, it's not part of my core values, and it's not something I can stand by and support in any way, shape, or form, and nor will I. And it has definitely been a learning experience. What feels like a modern day con. And I honestly am surprised that I fell for it. And knowing the people around me that were a part of it, they're brilliant and intelligent and thoughtful and kind and giving and healing from really powerful things, and have such a beautiful message to share with the world. And to know that we all were part of it makes me inspired to do something different, to show that even the most distasteful and unpleasant people in the world don't win. They just don't. And karma will catch up to this individual, and I don't have to play a part in that. The part I need to play is not to silence myself anymore, not to allow my story be told by someone else for their greed and benefit, and to do my best to help others and know that your voice has value. You have to speak up. You have to say something. And if you feel exploited, if you feel used, if you feel that you have value and you deserve more, then it's up to you to speak. You need to take the duct tape off of your mouth and say something. And although I can't go into more detail publicly, this will become part of my story, and there will come a day where all details will be revealed. And truthfully, I don't think it will have to be me that does it. Witnessing what's going on behind the scenes, behind the curtain, the Oz behind the curtain, it's interesting to watch and witness. And it's been challenging not to let it affect me emotionally or mentally, but I plan to rise from this. I plan to allow it to fuel me, much like the Gryffindor sword, take only that which makes me stronger. And I feel really powerful right now, and I have a plan, and I'm not going to let this get me down. And so I hope that you'll continue to support me and follow along, and know that I'm here to help you find your voice and utilize it in the best, most effective way possible. I appreciate you watching. I hope that you'll use your voice, take off the duct tape, advocate for yourself, speak up, and say what it is you need and what you deserve. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.